Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Hockey Mountain High podcast. I'm Griffin Youngs, joined by Christian Bolle. As always, how you feeling, buddy? A full day removed from the Olympics and having some time to process that game, time to sleep. That's a big one that we did not have on the last one. I listened back to that one a little bit, and I think we did a decent job overall, but there were just a couple of things that we whiffed on because we were just on 2 hours of rest.
Well, it was 2 hours of rest and just the ultimate adrenaline high. We recorded that, 40 minutes after the Jack Hughes goal.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I've still watched the highlights. I've loved every second of it, and it truly is just one of those moments I'll always look back on as just an amazing moment in my hockey life as a fan. Like it's up there with the Stanley Cup win for the Avs in 2022. I don't think I've cheered and jumped like that since that Stanley Cup. So it was awesome, man. I loved getting to digest every single piece of content that I got from it the next day. I've watched the highlights on YouTube probably 4 or 5 times. But just an awesome moment, and I still can't believe they won that game. I still can't believe it.
I think I've gotten used to saying that they won that game, but then I think about it again. I'm like, how did they do that? I mean, the answer is Connor Hellebuyck, again, as we talked about ad nauseum last time. But you're right. I still can't believe that we live in the world where Team USA beat Canada in the gold medal game. And that's just normal now. That's just something we can come to expect. They're just going to be right there the whole time.
Yeah, and it's been one of those ones where I wanted to be like and engage in all of that social media of people just dogging on Canada about how we took their sport. And I will say this, no one loses like Canada. No one loses like them, because when they lose, man, they have everything ready to go. Like every fact ready to go.
I'm going to be mean once, and then I'm going to stop. You'd think they'd be used to it.
Like the year they've had has been brutal. They've had
at this point, you'd think they'd take it better. But maybe it's because this is the big one. Like this was this was the gold medal for the Olympics. This was the one that they thought would never go. That they would always at least have this one. No matter how many times the Oilers are going to lose the Stanley Cup, no matter the Blue Jays losing in the World Series, we'll always have the gold medals. And now that's gone. I don't think
because what's their biggest thing?
It very well.
When Americans go and they say you haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1993, they'd be like, "Oh, you won a Stanley Cup with all Canadian players." Like, there's a reason why we're the hockey.
They're running out. They're really
running
out. To run out
because now you can legitimately say, for at least the next 4 years, America's the best hockey nation in the world in both men's and women's. Like you can't talk trash about it because you've lost. Like, did they even win the World Juniors this year? Who won the World Juniors this year?
I thought that it was it the Czech? I don't remember.
I thought it might have been Canada.
It might have been. It's a pretty safe bet to assume that
I think it was Canada, because I know the USA lost.
Yeah, they lost early, but the US won the two prior before
to that. And
they beat Canada a lot in that tournament too.
They beat them a lot, and USA right now is the defending World Cup or whatever that tournament is that is after still in the playoffs. They won that one for the first time in 92 years thanks to Tage Thompson. America is the hockey capital of the world. It's just the facts right now. And boy, oh boy, are Canadians having a tough time accepting that. And
there was some sour grapes.
I did see a lot of TikToks. Did you see that one of where they were watching it in Scotiabank where the Maple Leafs play? I have never seen a quieter building.
First of all, if you went to Scotiabank expecting to see a victory, you would have learned nothing.
In a win-all game, which is I think because they
Why
lost.
would you go to Scotiabank to watch that game?
It was so quiet, dude. I watched that video 5 times. You did not hear anyone say anything. It was the quietest.
It was Sweden won the gold at the juniors, and Canada won the bronze.
They didn't even win that one. They just, I don't know. It's fun to live in this moment where the United States is the best in the world, and we get to say that for 4 years. We do.
It is gonna be an adjustment going back to a no Olympic world.
Yes.
Because it feels like for the last 2 years we've been building towards this, of even before it was confirmed, talking about, are they going to go back to the Olympics and what's that going to look like? Even all the way back to 22 when they didn't go, everyone's building the rosters and everything. Like, we've been talking about this for a long time. And now you got to wait basically 4 years before we do this again. Maybe we have the World Cup of Hockey in 2 years. Maybe we have the Four Nations again, but next year's nothing. Like, we're just going right back to status quo. I think that's going to be a rough adjustment, because this has been a lingering cloud over the NHL for like 2 years.
I think it's going to be a rough adjustment, but I also think it's needed. And the fact that if we get a best on best tournament every year, I think it'll lose its specialness.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think every 2 years, if you do the World Cup of Hockey, then 2 years later you do the Olympics. I think that's then I think that might be pushing it, but I think that's fine.
Yeah,
because it's such a big deal.
It's the best, and I do want, I want this to be like a very good rivalry, and that's what you need both teams to win for it to be a rivalry. Like, as much as I wanted, like, for the longest time, Ohio State versus Michigan, yeah, it's a rivalry, but when you lose every year, if you're Michigan, it's not really a rivalry. You need both teams to win for it to be a rivalry. And it makes the 2030 Olympics coming up in 4 years, that is going to be the big storyline if these two teams can get back and Canada can get revenge.
Yeah, and like what's going to happen as a result of the U.S. winning the gold medal here? Like, what changes is Canada going to make? Are they going to make any changes, or are they just going to follow the John Cooper format and simply blame 3-on-3 overtime for the fact?
Oh, dude, I thought that was the most ridiculous thing. Like, one, John Cooper, we know this about him. He will find a microphone and complain about anything.
He's a lawyer.
But just the complete fact they're ignoring that they won an overtime game 3-on-3 against Czechia.
Yeah, they didn't. No one seemed to have a problem with it there.
No.
And you can't say, like, well, it's the gold medal game. A gold medal game shouldn't be decided in 3-on-3. It's not like that in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Well, it's not like game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs is 3-on-3. It's all 5-on-5. So it's either all okay or none of it's okay.
Right. Like, that was my favorite thing, is just like, I hadn't heard John Cooper complain in a couple of years because we didn't have to watch him too much.
He hasn't been on a big enough stage.
Yeah, they've gotten their ass kicked by the Panthers the past 3 years. So it was fun to have that.
Like so badly that even he can't go up and say anything.
Yeah. I was just sitting there and I'm like, yeah, I get you. What we all wanted to be 5-on-5, but it was 3-on-3 the entire time.
They all played under the same rules. It's not like it was a 5-on-3 for Team USA in overtime. Right. And when you have Connor McDavid, MacKinnon, Makar, it's really tough to be like, oh, the 3-on-3 is unfair for us.
Right. You're the 3 best players in the world.
If anything, the 3-on-3 is for you.
Yes.
It's supposed to help you. You can't complain when it doesn't go your way. Again, no one liked it. We said it the second you said it to me that was going to be the thing. You had my live reaction of my eyes rolling into the back of my head. But those are the rules everyone agreed to. I'm sorry, but that you can't take it back now that you lost. And what if they managed to win in that 3-on-3? I'm sure John Cooper, noble steed that he is, would have gone up there and been like, but it wasn't just. But it wasn't fair to the Americans that it was in 3-on-3. He's a lawyer. This is what he does. It's what he did after Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final, and what he did after Game 6, talking about the too many men and the injuries. It's what he does. If there's even a tenth of a chance that he could have something done about it, he's going to do it.
Yeah. And I don't blame him. I mean,
I don't blame him,
he has to look at himself in the mirror and be like, wow, I lost with probably the most loaded Canadian roster ever. How can I switch the blame to not me? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a 3-on-3 overtime.
It's actually the 3-on-3's fault.
Yeah, it wasn't the fact that I started Jordan Binnington. It wasn't the fact that
it wasn't the fact that I ignored all the evidence of my eyes and started Jordan Binnington the whole time.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It was the 3-on-3 overtime. And then did you also see a lot of Canadian fans would be like, well, it wasn't truly best on best because Russia wasn't there.
So now it's not best. Okay.
Now because Russia's not here.
Once again, only a problem when Canada loses.
Yeah. I saw those comments and I was like, wait a second, like what's going on here, man?
There
Like,
is so many layers to that I'm not even going to get into.
One, I'm not smart enough to talk about, and two, ridiculous. And I'm like, if a Russian player, I think Kucherov said something like that, and I'm like, yeah, Kucherov's getting kind of like, it sucks for him. Like he's in the prime of his career.
We were robbed of Ovechkin's last Olympics.
Yes. Like that, you're the biggest Ovechkin fan ever, and now you won't get to see him play in the Olympics ever again.
Yeah, and that sucks. But to say it's not the best on best because of several things outside of our control, like I don't know what to tell you.
And I just love it because, like, well, it wasn't truly best on best. It's like, shut the fuck up,
man. Get out of here.
I want to respond to so many of them, but again, I just laugh at all of them. Like, when you win, it's fun to consume that type of content because you can just be like, ha, that guy's really mad right now. Like, this is great.
Yeah. I mean, we all knew this was going to happen. Like, there was no way, no matter how this game ended, that this was all going to end with everyone singing Kumbaya and holding hands and talking about what a great game it was. It was just going to be, even if the U.S. lost, a bunch of excuses and a bunch of insults. And like, it's the unfortunate part of this rivalry is it's not very nice. It comes down to it's a little too real sometimes, and people take it very, very personally because, especially when it comes to Canada, like this is their main export, and when they lose,
all they have,
it hurts a lot. Like if the U.S. lost this game, it would hurt us because we're hockey fans.
Yes.
It's a blip in the radar, right? Like, it's a blip on this is a tragedy in Canada.
Yes. Like they will remember February 22nd, 2026 as like the day like some people died. Like some people's souls died. And my favorite one is just like that meme of the bald eagle holding down the goose. Just like the caption coming out of it saying free bird. I've seen that meme 1,000 times and I will not stop laughing at it. Like it just always makes me laugh when a bald eagle's holding down a geese.
I will say the one thing I have been surprised about is that everyone's talking about how good Connor Hellebuck was in this game, but like I don't know if he's getting the credit that he deserves for, again, a day later, the best goalie appearance of all time, like the best performance ever. Like the credits going to Jack, a lot of it. Primarily, it's mainly just dumping on Nathan MacKinnon, which I found kind of surprising. That like I understand, I get it, he missed the net, but the pile-on has felt a little overbearing. And I don't feel like Connor Hellebuck's getting the credit for having the greatest performance possibly, in my opinion, ever.
It was probably the best goaltending performance I've ever watched live. Like considering the circumstances, everything that involved with it, it may have been the greatest goaltending performance ever. Like he deserves all of the credit, but I completely agree with you. In my joy of consuming all the content about Team USA today, I was listening to some shows I don't normally listen to, and my God, like they were just trashing Nate. And I started to get angry listening to it because Nate's our guy. And now that it's the Olympics are over, it's like, hey, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about Nathan.
Yeah, the Olympics are over. That's my dog. Yeah. Again, you better watch how you're talking crazy about my dude.
Shut the fuck. You have no idea. Like, and then I was turning into that person who's like, you're just casual. You don't even know what Nathan MacKinnon goes through. And I'm just like, this is what they want. They want me to freak out. Like, yes, if you ask Nathan MacKinnon, will that haunt him for probably a very long time? Yes. But that doesn't diminish what type of player he is.
I've seen people talk about MacKinnon is now a choker. MacKinnon can't perform in the pit. Crazy.
He's the greatest playoff performer in Avalanche history.
Crazy thing to say about a Stanley Cup champion. And before he was a champion, like to your point, a top 3-point producer in playoff history and has still produced at that level post Stanley Cup. Like, I get it. He missed the net. You know, I bet he feels worse about it than you do. Yes. But like, calm down on the guy. Like, here's the thing. How many passes does Connor McDavid get? Because this feels like a distraction to take away from the fact that, MacKinnon didn't really do much in the gold medal game. At least MacKinnon sent them to the gold medal game. Can you tell me Connor McDavid's biggest goal, please?
Of his career?
Of the Olympics, I guess, but like...
Yeah. Of his career, is it that Game 5 winner against Calgary?
I was talking like the Olympics, but sure.
Oh, the Olympics! I can't remember when he scored.
Yeah, I think he 2 or 3.
He had
like 15 assists, like good on him. But
and again, like we're not trying to turn this into like a bash on Connor McDavid thing.
Well, it turned into a bash on Nathan MacKinnon, right. And it's kind of gotten on my nerves. That it's like, where's that for him?
Right.
Where is it for the savior for McDavid, who had a breakaway in that game and didn't even come close to scoring on it?
Was he pointless yesterday? Yeah, he was pointless yesterday.
Yeah, he had no points. The only guys who had points in that game were Cale Makar and Devon Toews.
Like, I just, the bashing on Nathan MacKinnon, I was getting very, very upset just for the simple fact, like, it's not his fault that they lost. Like, go back to so many moments. I mean, Celebrini had a breakaway. McDavid had a breakaway. I think late in the third period, Celebrini had a great chance right in front of the net, and he sailed it over the net on the power play. Like, there's so many moments, but they're just going to blame Nate because he missed the one that everyone saw.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, like Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon did not have a good shift on the gold medal winning goal. Where's Connor McDavid going? Like, this dude is trying to play hero ball in the gold medal game of the Olympics. This isn't game 30 against the Sabres. Like, come on, man.
It was ridiculous, man. It's just everyone gets a pass except Nate. And I heard people being like, Devon Toews should score. I was like, what? Why are we saying that was an incredible save by Hellebuck? Like, Devon Toews did everything right on that play. Everything. And it got saved.
It's the narrative about the Avs coming out of this game. Like, I found absolutely baffling. Were they great in that game? Not really. They did not play that well. Cale Makar scored the only goal of this game on Connor Hellebuck on 41 shots. Devon Toews got the only other point in this game as well. I mean, I'll be the first to admit I thought Toews struggled in this game a bit. Looked like the game was just a little too fast for him. But now people are like circling the Cale Makar back check in overtime. It's like there were 60 minutes of that game that happened before that. And there was an entire
Makar, if he makes that play and Jack Hughes doesn't poke it around him, he has a 2-on-0 with Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Like, in all essence, the right play. Like, you go down by the sword of the aggressiveness.
Yeah. It's 3-on-3. You have to gamble in 3-on-3. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And Jack Hughes won that gamble right there. Yep. Where it's just the part of like Nathan MacKinnon is a Canadian trader, but everyone feels bad for Connor McDavid. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's so like I'm getting like heated about this because it's so blatant. Like, it's so blatant that Connor McDavid is a Canadian on a Canadian team and he's going to get the pass. MacKinnon plays for an American team and he's already won, and no one wants him to win MVP this year because he's already won and it's not as interesting. And so they're just going to dogpile on him because he had the miss in the game. At least he had the shot to miss, right? McDavid had one breakaway and totally flubbed it.
Didn't even get shot off.
Pass.
Yep, he gets a pass. I was starting to get really angry, and like just the fact like they take Nate's comment out of context. They just put the end of the quote in, where if you have the real quote right there, don't you?
I can pull it back up because Evan has it somewhere. But
like basically they take the part of MacKinnon just saying, you think you guys ask who was the best team today. And
that wasn't even the full sentence, not even, let alone the paragraph. There wasn't even a period after that last word that got cut out of that here, which, again, here is the full quote from Nathan MacKinnon. You tell me how bad this is. It's been close for a while. They're an amazing, skilled group of players. It just felt like it wasn't going to be. You guys can be the judge of who the better team was tonight, but they won. We lost. Tell me which part of that isn't true.
That's a perfectly good Nathan MacKinnon quote that you would expect after any loss. Yeah. Like, compared to most of the quotes we get after seasons where he loses in heartbreaking fashion, probably one of the best things he's ever said.
Yeah, one of the tamer things that Nathan MacKinnon has ever said. But, of course, you get the aggregators and all the clickbait accounts, because that's all social media is nowadays, is just clickbait and getting as much engagement as possible. They took maybe 20% of that quote and just trimmed it up and took one sentence out of it. And that is the headline flying around. And now Nathan MacKinnon missed the net, and he's a crybaby. And
sore loser.
Like, guys, get a fucking grip. It is embarrassing. The kind of reaction post-Olympic here.
Yeah. And I was just sitting there and I'm like, I should be enjoying this moment. Like, Team USA won gold. Like,
well, this was the bittersweet part. This is the bittersweet part of having 3 Avs on Team Canada is either they were bringing home gold medals, but then that meant Team USA lost, or Team USA wins, but then those 3 lose, and then they have to deal with the fallout of that. They're either way, it was going to be bittersweet.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones. And I will say it was funny. Like I don't remember if we talked about this after the women's gold medal game. The fact that the losing team has to stay out there for what seems like 45 minutes and then get a stuffed animal. That's the meanest thing you could do.
That is the funniest picture ever. Is Nathan MacKinnon with that stuffed bear looking at that thing like they just handed him a pile of shit. It's the
meanest thing. I get that they have to stay out there and get their silver medal. Like even when the Canadian women lost, just let him go. It was mean how long they had to stay out there.
I'm looking at it again.
It's the perfect picture. Like you want to know how much of a psycho Nathan MacKinnon is? Just look at that picture. Like it's a hilarious picture. It's a hilarious picture, and I put it in, send it to yourself, and put it on the YouTube. Put it on the YouTube so everyone can see it.
I'm sure I can look it up here.
But I was just like, I don't know. For me, that was objectively funny, but it's also just so mean that they make them stay out there after these guys. A lot of these guys just suffered the worst loss that they'll have, unless you're Connor McDavid, where this is like the 3rd time you've lost.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time in 2 years, basically, he's lost this game.
It's just, I don't know, man. I was like that was funny. That stuffed animal was just like, this is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, just an overall, it was an amazing tournament. I'm really glad the USA won. Y'all can stop talking shit about Nathan MacKinnon now because that really pissed me off. And that's our boy. We're not going to deal with any Nate slander. But yeah, he would love to get that shot back. I guarantee you he would love to have another opportunity to do that. But it happens, man. It happens. It happens. And you're talking about one of the most clutch playoff performers of all time. So I don't want to hear anything about it. What was it, McDavid in the Cup final? Wasn't it like Game 6 and Game 7 that first year? He only had like 1 point.
Yeah, if that.
In the last 2 games. Like, get off McKinnon's ass. Get off his ass.
MacKinnon went to the Stanley Cup final and won. Yeah.
He won. Denied a 3-peat. And he's going to win another one.
I do feel like I'm being gaslit when it comes to Cale Makar. Because people are acting like it's a bad tournament. You are out of your mind.
Did you see that one guy who was like, Bouchard should have been in over Makar? I was like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Genuinely, what are we even talking about? Because now I feel like I'm losing my mind. Cale Makar was the best defenseman in the tournament.
Yes.
And full respect to Quinn Hughes. I know he won best defenseman in the tournament. Did you watch the games? I don't think people did.
Oh, I was just like sitting there and I'm like, we're really debating Evan Bouchard and Cale Makar right now. Is this really what we're doing? Like, is this an actual conversation that Evan Bouchard, who has crapped down his pants every time in a big game, would have been better than Cale Makar?
I'm noticing a lot of patterns with the Oilers here.
Yeah. Like, Evan Bouchard, what's his last team? My last team memory of Evan Bouchard is that crippling turnover he has in Game 6 against Sam Reinhart last year. Like, he's a good offensive player, but to say he's better than Cale Makar is ludicrous. It's ludicrous.
Crazy. All right. Now, I might be able to pull up the image here. I don't know if this is even going to work, but let's see. If this comes there.
There it is. You kick out us. But yeah, his face in there is perfect.
You cannot make you can't fake that. That is the most genuine reaction in history.
Like, it's a $5 stuffed animal. Like, I would be the same way. I would be the exact same way.
Why? Why would you ever do that to them? You're going to hand them a stuffed animal on what is arguably the worst loss of all of their lives.
Yes.
Here's a stuffed animal. Yeah. It's just looking at this thing.
It's so bad, dude.
I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm sorry. That is so funny.
It's so funny. It's so funny. It was just, I hated the fact that I'm like sitting there listening about Team USA and I'm like getting mad for Canada's sake. And I'm like, fuck these guys.
Because it's been less about Team USA and more about like just Canada lost, which I get that. What do you expect, right?
Fine. And then my favorite thing has been the Austin Matthews part of it, where it's like all the Leafs fans who have defended him for years are having to be like he got lucky, he didn't really do anything. It's like, all right,
that's your guy. This is
your guy. It's your guy. But I did love the comments on like some of his pictures being like, we'll never see him smile like this again.
This is what's so great about the Olympics is just a complete like 180 of worlds, and just the bizarro universes that we all live in, where we have to pretend that Nathan MacKinnon's not one of the most clutch players in the entire league, and now Austin Matthews is a bona fide winner. But the one thing that one was funny, but the one thing that stays the same is poor Connor McDavid.
That guy's just never going to win one, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
And it's never his fault. Never.
Never his fault.
Never.
It's Stuart Skinner's fault, and this year it'll be Tristan Jarry's fault. It'll be everyone's fault.
No one. I saw people's like again. Jordan Bennington was not perfect in this tournament. He was perfectly fine in the gold medal game. People say like, "Oh, McDavid always let down by his goalies."
Yeah. It was hard for Bennington to let them down when Team USA did nothing after the first period.
Right. They scored one goal in regulation. Like I am the furthest thing from a Jordan Bennington fan, but can we get serious?
And like he made the first big save in overtime. Who did he rob?
Yeah.
Was that Quinn Hughes?
Quinn Hughes.
Yeah. He made the first big save. I don't know what else you want from him. Like make the save, but he is again, it's taken away from the play by Jack Hughes. Like everyone had been testing him to the glove side, and Bennington was being super aggressive the entire game. And what does Jack Hughes do on this one? He keeps it on the ice and just beats him 5-hole.
Yeah, great shot.
Bennington did what he had been doing the entire game, and finally Jack Hughes was like, "Oh, I have some time and space to breathe." 5-hole, boop, goal, game over. Yep. Team celebrates. I did love my favorite thing. Did you see the Instagram account that got started? And it was like, where did Jack Hughes' helmet land? And they're just photoshopping it like on the moon, on top of like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, like just throwing. Where did his helmet? I was like, this is the fun internet. I'm enjoying this. Moment. But overall, man, like we talked about yesterday, that was just a phenomenal tournament. I don't think it could have gone any better than it did.
No, at very least, once we got to the knockout stage, like it delivered.
It was perfect. It was perfect in every aspect of. You got close games. You had teams battling each out. It was super competitive. Outside of the U.S.-Slovakia game, every game came down to the wire.
Yeah, they were all great games.
All phenomenal games. And it's not Slovakia's fault that they got a great draw and got basically gift wrapped to the medal round. They did what they had to do. If Sweden could have beaten Finland, we wouldn't have even had to worry about that. Like it's just like that's just what happens sometimes. So
Slovakia beat Finland. Like they earned it.
Yep, they earned it. And I don't know. It's just it was as perfect as it can get. Like you got everything you could have wanted out of it. Everything.
You got the gold medal game you wanted. You got the USA winning, which for us is great, and it was perfect. It was a great tournament, and now you're just gonna have people making their own narratives for the rest of the season. Again, like I just want to reiterate on the Cale Makar stuff that I'm losing my mind here with some of this stuff, because not only was Cale Makar perfectly good in this tournament, and people act like he was bad or losing their minds, we're gonna have to now deal with people voting for Werenski and now Hughes extra for the Norris for something that took place outside of the NHL that Cale was still better in.
This may be a hot take. I thought he looked better in the Olympics than he had in the past month for the Avs.
That's not a hot take because it's objectively correct that Cale Makar was better for Canada than he's been since January.
Yeah. And I don't think it could be a hot take. I don't know.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah. Like I thought he looked really good, and that made me very encouraged for the rest of the season that we're going to get Cale Makar back, and hopefully, one, he can hit the net with a shot, and two, maybe the power play can get something going.
Yeah. I wish he could like embrace this evil side that people put on him somehow with it. He's like a bad defenseman and he's actually just really overrated. This is how you know he is the best, because people they don't want him to be, because that's how it works. When you're the best, people don't want you to be, and they want someone else to be the best, and they want someone else to take the mantle. And I think people are bored of Cale Makar, and that's where this is coming from. Where I'll entertain it that, okay, let's say Quinn Hughes is better for the next 5 years. You're saying these people aren't going to turn on him eventually and be like, oh, well, he's overrated. He doesn't kill penalties and he doesn't play defense.
It's Schaefer, it'll be Bouchard, it'll be
Schaefer. Everyone just wants the next new shiny toy. Cale Makar came into the season as the Norris favorite, as the defending Norris winner last year, and he's been the Norris leader the whole time. People are bored, and they want something else to talk about, where they are genuinely going to talk themselves into voting for Zach Werenski. Not that Zach Werenski does not deserve Norris votes. He has been fantastic. But, guys, we need to get serious with ourselves because, number one, this wasn't the NHL. This was the Olympics.
You want to know how crazy it is? Remember, like 2 weeks ago when we looked at the Norris odds and Cale Makar was like minus 500? He is now currently tied with Zach Werenski at minus
that. That is crazy. The tournament was not in the NHL. How does that have any bearing on the Norris? And not only that, Cale was still better.
Yep. So it's Cale Makar, Zach Werenski, and Quinn Hughes is a significant third at plus 2,000.
Like I feel like I'm losing it. I feel like I'm being collectively gaslit by everybody because nothing they're saying is true at all. It's crazy.
Remember when Jared Bednar was the odds-on favorite to win the Jack Adams Award? He's now in third place behind John Cooper and Lindy Ruff. Lindy Ruff I can get behind. He's done everything in the Jack Adams that you need to do. He's taken a team that no one is expecting to be good, and they're good.
But that's the Jack Adams that I hate.
Yes. I completely agree.
Because I actually agree with John Cooper. It should be between him and Jared Bednar for Coach of the Year, and it should be between them at least every year.
Yep.
So if John Cooper wins it, he's done a great job with the Lightning. Yeah, he's whiny, but like he's done a fantastic job with them. And the fact that him and Bednar don't have a Jack Adams is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. That is funny. MacKinnon is still the odds-on favorite to win the MVP. He is minus 240. Macklin Celebrini is second at plus 450. All these odds provided by our great partners at FanDuel. Sorokin's leading it for the Vezina right now, minus 120.
That's not surprising. He's been unbelievable. Like if you looked at the goals saved above expected, he is running away with it.
Yes, he's been really good. So I did find that funny because I looked at that today and I was wondering the same thing with Makar. I was like, how many people have just bet on Zach Werenski?
I'm losing my mind with this stuff.
Werenski's been awesome. He's gonna score 30 goals this year if he doesn't get hurt in the second half of the season. Like he's on pace for 30 goals. He's been awesome, but I'll still take Cale Makar over him any day of the week.
Yeah, and so will every GM and every coach in the NHL.
Yep.
Oh man.
It's just crazy.
If Zach Werenski scores 30 goals and he's not even the only guy to do it because Jacob Chychrun is 21.
Yeah. Jacob Chychrun is currently not listed on the odds. Oh, no, he is. He's behind Mo Seider. He's plus 12,000 to win the award.
Yeah. Jacob Chychrun, who didn't go to the Olympics, by the way.
Canadian, right?
Yeah. Rough snub there.
Rough snub. I did, I don't know, if you look at Canada, that team was awesome, but it did feel like
we talked about it when the roster came out. There were some interesting choices, but it didn't feel like it mattered because it's Canada and they're just going to ice all the best players. But now that philosophy has to change.
It does, because it was like you look at it, you can leave Bedard off, you can leave Schaefer off, yada, yada, yada.
I don't know if you can.
I don't think you can. I think Schaefer would have been a better choice over Parenko or Doughty.
Yeah.
I don't think that's crazy to say. And that's Drew Doughty is a Hall of Famer, one of the best defensemen of this generation, but
this felt like a legacy pick.
Yeah, it was a legacy pick. He's nowhere near what Crosby is. Crosby's an older player, but Crosby's still very effective. And him missing in that game was important. I'm not going to discount the fact that missing Crosby was not a big deal. It was a big deal to not have him out there. But not bringing Schaefer, not bringing Chychrun, not bringing Bedard was interesting, because outside of MacKinnon, Celebrini, McDavid, Makar, I'll throw Devon Taves in there. Who else really showed up for this team? I thought Tom Wilson had some nice moments. He had some nice moments, but we
were very close to living in a world where Tom Wilson had the winning goal. where I think it was Charlie McAvoy stopped him by like an inch.
Yeah, he stopped him. And like Tom Wilson on a Team Canada should be a great fourth line player. He should be. We can agree Tom Wilson is a top 6 forward for a majority of teams, but on Team Canada with that talent, he should be a fourth line guy.
Yes.
Should be. Like he should not be playing a significant role. Like where was Bo Horvat? Where was Seth Jarvis? Where was
like this is why like the MacKinnon conversation is getting on my nerves. It's like where were the rest of these guys?
Yeah.
Like what? Like Mark Stone, where'd you go in this game?
Stone.
Mitch Marner, I barely noticed Mitch Marner.
Well, Mitch Marner, that was to be expected. It was a big game. He was out.
Yeah, I mean he got his big moment against Czechia, but like the thing is like the gap closed to the point where Canada couldn't ice the nuclear line because the U.S. had the depth to hold up against the rest of the roster. So if anything, making themselves top heavy against the U.S. was almost a disadvantage.
Yep. It was. And it's just there were some interesting choices. And I do kind of hate the fact that Bill Guerin's going to get let off the hook for Team USA because there were some obvious snubs that he made and some decisions that were not the best. But he gets let off the hook because they won.
Yeah.
He gets let off the hook.
Because Connor Hellebuyck had 500 saves.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm interested. I think Team Canada is going to have a whole different philosophy. Makar, MacKinnon will be on Team Canada 2030. I'm not worried about that. Devon Toews will probably age himself out by that time, I would guess, unless he really just keeps going up, which not likely. But Canada's going to be fine, but it's going to be a fun 4 years getting to talk shit to them.
Because the guy from Canada who scored more than 2 goals in this tournament, McDavid, Celebrini, MacKinnon, Makar, Crosby, Stone, Horvat, Suzuki.
They were no-shows.
Yeah.
They were all no-shows against Team USA. They all were.
And the only guys that had more than 2 goals were MacKinnon and Celebrini.
Yep. But it's all McKinnon's fault, remember.
It's all McKinnon's fault. You know, McDavid had assists, so he's let off the hook.
Yeah. So anything else Olympic-wise to talk about before we have to somehow switch back into probably the biggest?
Let's get ready for this Utah game coming up on Wednesday. But
man, that's going to be a letdown.
Boy, you want to talk about the air being let out. That game, I mean, everyone's going to be rusty. Yeah. All the Olympians on the ice in that game are going to, if they even play, are going to be so out of it. It's the front half of a back-to-back where they have Minnesota, the bigger game at home next night. This is either going to be like the highest scoring game or like 1-0
with like 10 shots each like that. I could see that's what I'm picturing for this game. Because if we're being honest, based off what Bednar said at practice, he doesn't know if the Olympians are going to play in this game. So if the Avs are down, Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar, Devon Toews, Brock Nelson, I don't feel great about their chances in that game. I don't.
The thing is, like, that's the team. Right there. So it's like, they're not going to play in this huge divisional game.
I would rather have them play in the Minnesota game.
I would.
Being honest.
I would.
Like, there's nothing against Utah. Utah, like, you got the Stadium Series coming or the Winter Classic next year. This game I'm going to watch. I think it's going to be a gross, disgusting game of just ugliness. Because if there's one thing we know about the Avs, after long pauses from their goaltending, Mackenzie Blackwood needs to be in a rhythm. So he's not going to be in a rhythm. And we don't know what Scott Wedgwood's going to be like on an extended break. Like, I think it's Wedgwood who gets this game.
Yeah.
You would think. So they've had a couple days of practice. They've had all these things, but they haven't played a hockey game in 2.5 weeks.
It is weird to think that it's been that long. Like, it has genuinely been 3 weeks at this point.
Almost 3. Almost 3.
We were at that game against the Sharks. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it also feels like it's been like 3 months at this point. But
like, I forgot that the Avs were like a team because you're just so focused on Team USA. And you're like, oh shit, we gotta go back to like regular season. This is a big stretch of games. That Minnesota game on Thursday is very monumental.
That is a huge game to just sprinkle in on the second half of a back-to-back after the Olympics, because the Avs went into the break 5 points ahead of Minnesota. Granted, they still have the 3 games in hand as well, but like, that's not an insurmountable lead. Like
No.
this is a huge divisional game.
It's a 4-point game. It's a 4-point game. And I like that Utah game. I'm not writing it off as a loss because I do think the Avs, I think Marty Natchez is going to have a big game. I think Landy, his first game back in the regular season, is going to be huge. But if you're missing MacKinnon, Makar, Taves, and Nelson, you're asking
I have a hard time believing that. Like I'll believe it when I see it in the lineup, but like that's a tough call for a coach to make.
Yeah, because like I still don't know the extent of what happened to Brock Nelson. He took a stick to the face, and he was wearing a bubble the rest of it. Like, is he okay? He's probably still vastly hungover. I can't imagine a worse hell than having to fly across the Atlantic Ocean hungover as hell. But I don't know. We heard with MacKinnon he's either sick or he's injured.
I bet he's sick.
Yeah. Like he's either sick or injured. Makar, I could see Makar and Taves playing though.
I think at least Makar and Taves play. I have MacKinnon. He might not play just because he seemed a little dinged up in the tournament. Lest we forget again, MacKinnon playing hurt in the Olympics. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna fucking dogpile on him. Okay, but yeah, Brock Nelson had the bubble shield. I think he'll play. I think he'll play, but
because here's the thing about Brock. Like we love Brock. He didn't play a ton in that gold medal game. He didn't play a ton. He played like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he played enough. I don't know. Like I'm not expecting MacKinnon in that game. I'm not expecting to see MacKinnon against Utah.
I will be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'll be pleasantly surprised. They got back today. I imagine they'll get a maintenance day tomorrow. I don't see any of them practicing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's almost like what would even the point be of MacKinnon playing in this game? Like when you lay it all out like that, they got back today. Then you're going to put him on a plane to Utah. No practice, no warm up, right? I'm sure he'll still be warm because he played in the Olympics. But it's just like, what's the point? Just leave him home. Have him meet the team for the Minnesota game, and
that's what I'd prefer. If I'm being honest with you, like because again, winning the division is vastly important. You can't lose the division, but I also need a healthy Nathan MacKinnon for the playoffs.
Right. Because and again, like one day is not going to be the difference between health and healed, but like I don't know, just like what's the point? You're going to fly him back on an international flight from Italy and then put him on a plane to Utah, which granted is what, like an hour? But,
maybe. So like I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't see MacKinnon, but I could see Taves and Makar playing. And Nelson, we just don't know the severity of his injury.
I don't think it doesn't seem that bad. Like
no,
you'll have the
bubble.
Doesn't
seem that bad, but I worry about that. But I do think for like the rest of the Avs, like Marty Natchez is going to be great. Lecky should be well. We forgot about Lecky. Lecky may not play either because he got back only a day earlier. Like
that's true.
You never know.
Yeah,
you never know. But for that game against Utah, what are you thinking the score is?
Utah's going to be in a very similar spot where, I mean, you have to think like, well, what's the worst spot to be in? To have guys that were in the Olympics and might be a little tired, or guys that haven't played at all, basically. Or basically it was what, Clayton Keller for Utah? And was there anyone else?
Did their goalie go, Vejmelka?
Did he? Did he?
I think he did.
That sounds.
I want to say he did.
It's way too hard to keep track of all this.
Yeah, but I want to say he did.
I want to say you're right because I feel like I remember seeing him.
Because he's Slovakia?
That sounds. I think you're right. But I can't be certain.
I can't be certain either. So we'll see. I think it's a gross game. I think it's 2-1.
4 guys go.
They had 4?
Yeah.
Keller, Vejmelka, who else?
Well, it's only telling me they had 4 guys go, which isn't really helping me.
Let's run through the list here.
Yeah.
I almost said Michelli, but he doesn't play for them anymore.
Yeah, already not a great start.
Oh, Paterka. Paterka went for Germany.
Yep, that would make sense.
And Moser. JJ Moser plays for Tampa Bay now.
Yep, not there anymore.
This is terrible radio.
Vejmelka is Slovakian, right? He's Czechian.
Czech. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't even know who else is on that team. Defenseman. Paterka and Keller went.
Why don't I just look it up instead of
just look it up.
the guessing game?
You're gonna say it, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that makes complete sense."
Yeah, they're like, oh right, that makes sense.
Right.
It was obviously Keller, Paterka, Oli Mata. Yeah,
I thought Mata played for the Kings. If I'm being honest,
we got 3 of 4.
Yeah, Paterka's German. I did find that out.
Yes,
That was
he is German. Vejmelka was the goalie for the Czech. I cannot believe I forgot that because he was really good.
Yeah. So it's a gross game. I'm gonna take the Avs to win a gross game just based off the talent.
Yeah, and I think everyone's going to be in the same. It's not like the Avs are coming off a long break and Utah's not. Like everyone's going to be in the same boat here. Everyone's going to be a mess. I think the Avs getting Landeskog back is going to be a big boost for them. I don't think this game is a particularly pretty win.
No, it's going to be gross.
But I think they do win it. But also these Utah games have been weird this year, where the home opener against them was not a great game, but they won. And then you had the game in Utah that was the overtime loss, and then the 1-0 game back in December. Where I don't know, these Utah games have been weird. I imagine it'll be another low scoring game. I think the Avs win it 2-1.
2-1. I will say the rest of that slate, that Sabres Devils game is going to be fun just because all of the best players are going to be so hungover.
Yes,
all of the best players. You got Flyers Caps. That'll be a fun one Wednesday night, and Maple Leafs Lightning, that'll be good.
Right away? Wow.
Right away. Maple Leafs Lightning.
Interesting decision.
And then Thursday, not as good of games. You get Maple Leafs Panthers. And here's the thing, too. It's like the Avs play a lot of games in the next 10 days, but everyone plays a lot of games in the next 10 days.
Yeah, because they're at 55. Tampa's at 55. And the only other team I see at 55 is San Jose.
Yeah.
So those 3 are going to have the most games to play here over this home stretch of the season, which is going to be tough.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be fun. A lot of hockey's coming up, and I'm very excited for that aspect that we are going to watch a lot of hockey.
Yes.
And it's going to rock.
Yeah.
Moving on.
You get to Thursday. Huge game against Minnesota, like a genuinely massive game against the Wild. You're just getting right out of break on the second half of back-to-back because for some reason when it comes to Dallas and Minnesota, this just always has to be the case where one of these teams, for whatever reason, has to be on a back-to-back at least half the time for whatever ungodly reason.
And then the Wild, this is the first half of back-to-back for them because they go to Utah the next night.
Yeah. Sure. Makes sense.
Why not? Well, you said biggest game probably so far of the year, regular season wise. At this point, there's going to be a lot of those games coming up in the month of March, going into April. But this is a huge one. This is the third game of the 4 games, I believe. Yep, and they're both in Colorado. Avs are 1-0-1 against the Wild so far this year. The Wild are coming into this game before the break. They had won 5 in a row. They were 8-1-1 in their past 10 games. I don't know, man. This game's going to be I want it to be a good game, but like everything we worry about, like maybe playing the second half of a back-to-back isn't the worst thing for the Avs because they can shake off some of the rust against Utah.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be ready to go. I think like once they get to the Chicago game, that third game in 4 nights might start to feel like a lot. And then the back-to-back of LA, Anaheim right out of that, that's when you're going to start to see a lot of the fatigue set. It's like they're going to be some heavy legs in that game, but it's not like they've played 10 games in the last 17 days kind of stretch already. Like I think they're going to be relatively fresh still coming out of the break. So it's not typical back-to-back in that instance.
Yeah, I do think in a weird way playing the second of back-to-back is a good thing in this moment because the Wild will come back. They had a lot of players go win the gold for Team USA. It's going to be very weird to going back to hating Quinn Hughes, Matt Boldy, Brock Faber. That's going to be like I think I'm going to have to do a double take for a second. But
it wasn't long enough that I'm confused.
Yeah, it won't be, but it's going to be weird cheering against them. The Matt Boldy tweet that I tweeted out, I may have to delete it because that could be used against me by Wild fans. Yeah. It could be. But I don't know. This game's going to rock. Like, I'm very excited for this game. I think it's going to be Blackwood. I don't know. I feel good with whatever goalie's in net. I do. Like, whatever goalie's in net, I feel rock solid about. But this will be, you get the Wild 2 times in 10 days.
Essentially, yeah.
So very big games. I think this one's going to be another low scoring, very fun game to watch. I think the Avs are going to win just because the Wild are going to have to shake off some rust.
Yeah. I think the Avs will have knocked a little bit of their rust off in that first game against Utah. I think the Avs do win this game against Minnesota still. I think this one's a little more high scoring. I think I'd go with a 5-3.
5-3. I was going to say 2-1. That just feels like kind of what it's going to be like. I don't know who Minnesota starts. It could be Wallstedt. He had one good game against the Avs. Did he start the second one? I think he started the second one.
He started the second one. The Avs power play, the rare game where the power play was really good. I think they'd go Gustafsson in this game.
Yeah.
Just because a little fresher from the Olympics. But
I agree. I mean, they both went with Team Sweden, right?
Yeah, but Gustafsson played most, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Also, I was looking, maybe we could go to this game. No shot. Way too expensive tickets.
With this one on Sunday or
Thursday for the Wild.
Yeah.
Cheapest ticket is 102, and that's standing room only.
Yeah, I remember looking at these a while. Yeah, the ticket prices are a little out of hand now. Where I was like, yeah, we need to go to a couple of these games. We're going to have games against Dallas and Minnesota and Edmonton. And it's okay, 113, 171, 121 bucks. Like, we might have to just take up that Oilers game because it's $66.
Yep, that might be the cheapest one.
Yeah.
So,
and that Stars game on the 18th, $105. Again, for the cheapest tickets. Where it's like, okay, well, we might need to settle for like the Flames and the Canucks because those are $50.
Yeah, that's the downside of having a really good team. It's the downside. But I'm very excited for this Wild game. Like I said, the Mammoth game is going to be a good snap back into reality with the Avs because we've been so hyper focused on it, and then the Olympics come and you kind of unplug your brain for a little bit. I need to get zoned back in. I need to get back in. We're in the middle of a playoff push. The trade deadline's coming up, and we're going to have a lot coming up on the trade deadline here.
Probably that might happen tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're not the trade deadline's coming up. It's almost here. It's like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. The trades are going to start flying. The trade freeze is finally lifted. We will be ready at a moment's notice. If you've been listening to the show for a long time, we do emergency episodes all the time for when a trade happens. We'll be prepared for it. But I completely agree with you. It could be we could wake up tomorrow and hear rumblings of a trade going down, and then boom, by noon the trade's done. And we're back recording for a third day in a row.
Yeah. I mean, the Avs generally don't wait till deadline day that often. They usually get most of their business done ahead of time, at the very least the big ones.
Yes.
But I also don't imagine GMs have been working the phones all that much during the freeze. So much like the games themselves, it's going to take a minute to ramp up.
Yeah, it's going to take a minute, but we will be ready at a moment's notice to talk about it. But I'm very excited for these games, and we're going to be back kind of in the zone with normal episodes with topics to cover.
It's going to be so tough going back to normal broadcasts.
Yes.
With just the ads every 5 minutes and sign up for gambling and AI and crypto, and here's more on the boards and everything.
Yeah.
The last thing we'll show you is the game.
Yes. Very excited for that. I am excited to listen to the Altitude broadcast. I have missed Mosher, Riker, and Miles. I missed that. That's been good. And also, we can talk about this real quick. We don't have to go too super deep on it. Kind of unfair of Altitude to come out with their own Avalanche podcast and just get all the Avs. They got Bednar on one. Just kind of unfair to us little guys.
Slightly unlevel playing field.
Yeah. It's just I'm sitting back and I'm like, damn, how do they keep getting these? And I'm like, oh, wait. This is an Altitude podcast, and these players are Altitude's owned by Stan the Man, who pays this is making sense. Why
so it's not an invitation, really. It's more of a media appearance.
Yeah. And they get Bednar on, and Bedsy was great. I listened to it.
I mean, Bedsy does radio every week. He's not,
I was just this really isn't an even playing field for us little guys.
No. we provide a very small niche of like, what I wonder what two morons think about this.
Yes. And for some reason, people listen. For some reason. But we love you all. So I did laugh at that. I was like sitting back, and I'm like, damn, they're just getting started. They're getting every player. It's like, oh, wait. Like, it's an altitude podcast.
Yeah.
Like, this makes sense. This makes sense. But we did have to clean up a couple things for the rest of the Olympics. In big news, Mikko Rantanen is going to miss some time, according to Elliot Friedman. It's not believed to be season ending. I loved your tweet, what you said, where it's like, I want Mikko healthy and I want to face him in the playoffs, because if we beat the Stars without Mikko,
how is that fun?
It's going to feel hollow. Like,
fun?
I'll still celebrate it. Don't get me wrong. I will celebrate if the Avs win. But if they're missing Mikko, that's their best player.
That would have been like Team USA winning the gold medal without beating Canada. Like, it's just not the same. I'm sorry, but this is the new iteration of the Avs Stars rivalry. Mikko has to be involved. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yep.
Like, what are we doing here? I want Mikko to be healthy for this, not because I hate him and I want to beat him. I'm sorry to say it, I still like him. I'm sorry. It's been over a year. It's been almost 13 months since that trade. He got his in the playoff series, and maybe it's because we've only played once in that time since. But I still like the guy. I don't want him hurt. Like, I want him healthy. And when the Avs meet the Stars in the playoffs, I want him to be there. I want to beat him and that team, right? Like, it's no fun without Mikko Rantanen, because like otherwise, why bother? It's not the same.
It's not the same. And Dallas would have a built-in excuse, and you need it. You need Mikko to be healthy. And I was relieved when they said he's going to miss some time, but he's not out for the season. That was very positive to hear.
Man, some guys just got fucked up at the Olympics.
Yeah. Like, Fiala's out. We don't know the severity of Crosby's injury, but that's big because the Penguins are in a playoff push.
Yeah, like that could sink this entire season.
Yeah. Like, Crosby is, like, if he's out, like, you look at the Eastern Conference, like, they're second in the Metro right now, but they're only, 5 points ahead of the Caps?
Yeah, I mean, they're only 5 points ahead of the Blue Jackets and the Caps. Yeah. It's like, Crosby's out. Like, that might be a death sentence.
Yeah, it could be. You just don't know. And it seems like it's a pretty big injury if he's not playing in those games.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a little injury. Like, he did something. So that's a big injury. We talked about with the Fiala and the Kings. The Kings are not out of it. They're 3 points back.
They also just got Artemi Panarin.
They did get Panarin. I forgot that completely happened. I do love the fact that they're 3 points out of the wild card, but only 8 points back of first in their division. That's the Pacific Division for you.
Yep. Of every team currently in the playoffs right now in terms of points percentage, can you name the ones with 27 wins?
Can I name the one with 27 wins?
There's two of them.
Well, Vegas has to be one.
Vegas is one.
Is it Seattle?
It is the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah,
both Pacific teams are currently in the playoffs with 27 wins.
Sick league.
Sick league. Also, points percentage-wise, 1 and 2 in the Pacific.
Gross.
Absolutely disgusting.
Gross. You know what I forgot, too? I forgot Rasmus Andersson plays for the Knights now. I don't know about you if you forgot.
There's a lot of things we're going to have to be like, oh, yeah, that happened before this. Yeah. Because we're almost starting a new season from scratch. Yeah. Everyone is just completely just starting anew. You're going to have the trade deadline in 2 weeks. Like, all the momentum you carried into the break is gone. If you were playing bad coming into break, doesn't matter anymore. Like, it's a full new season.
And it's just crazy to me that we have 27 games left.
Yeah, we're almost done. Like, we are beyond the halfway point.
Like, this is going to be a sprint to the end, and by God, like, the playoffs are going to be here before we know it.
Yeah,
they're going to be here before we know it.
Dude, like, in 2 months, under 2 months, we are going to be in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh,
like we are probably closer to the playoffs than we are to Christmas right now.
Yeah,
the last Christmas.
Can you just live in a terrible hypothetical world with me for a second? Live in this moment. If the Avs lose to Dallas on March 6th and Minnesota on the 8th, how bad is everyone going to freak out?
I wouldn't know because I'm not going to be on social media that day.
Yeah. Because that's like, imagine just that world, that 3-game stretch of Dallas, Minnesota, Edmonton, they go 1-2.
There would somehow be like a violent physical riot and entirely on social media.
Yeah. Because that's a gross, like that's going to be a fun week. That's appointment television that I'm going to be watching.
Like, there's always these stretches in the Avs season where it's just like, yep, here's every important game, and they're within 2 weeks.
Yeah. And those Winnipeg games, we thought those were going to be big, but in March, Winnipeg's going to be like okay, we can take a breath for a second.
Yeah.
Because Winnipeg's done. They're going to sell it.
Who knows? Connor Hellebuyck, he just had the game of his life at the Olympics. Maybe he never loses again.
Because where are they in the standings?
They're
11 points back. Unless they get insanely hot, they're done.
Connor Hellebuyck.
Maybe. I don't know. But the schedule makers, when they were making this, and it was the Avs faced Winnipeg 1, 2, 3 times in a 3-week span. That's going to be.
I mean, it is ridiculous. Like, okay, you play Dallas 1, 2, 3 times before the end of the season. You play Winnipeg 1, 2, 3 times before the end of the season. You play Edmonton 2 times before the end of the season. You play Minnesota 2 times before the end of the season here. You have a home and home with St. Louis. You play Vegas before. Like, they just crammed everything in.
Big game.
Right. Like, they threw all of the East games at the beginning of the season and just threw all of the important games here in March.
Yeah, because look at it. They only face 1, 2, 3.
Two East teams because they played Pittsburgh twice.
Yep. And then in the season, we have 2 East games left.
Yeah. They have 2 games against Pittsburgh and 1 against Washington, and those 2 games are back-to-back with each other on the road of Washington and Pittsburgh. Between the 16th and the 24th, you have 3 games against the East, and then that's it. Like, that's all you have left against them. Really funny that they haven't played Pittsburgh yet this year.
Yeah. Sucks Crosby got hurt too.
Yeah. He might be okay. It's the 16th.
Yeah, we'll see. But it's going to be a sprint. I'm excited for it, man. I'm ready to lock in. We got the trade deadline coming up. We've got all the big games coming up. And barring a trade, you probably won't hear from us again until after the Minnesota game.
Yeah, that I can guarantee that's when we're going to go, barring like tragedy. So, like I'm going to be traveling again over the weekend. So the best time for us to do it would be after the Minnesota game. So we'll go Thursday night after that game.
Thursday night, barring anything crazy happening. Did we have any mailbags before we end the show?
We do have a little handful of mailbags here. Mostly about the Olympics. We got our first one from Easton saying, sucks it went 3-on-3 with Tays and Mac missing open nets, but what a goal from Jack Hughes and his missing teeth. Then with Johnny Hockey's kids in the pick with his jersey, it broke me. USA.
Yeah, we talked about it with the beginning of like, it felt like Taves and MacKinnon are kind of being vilified for chances they missed.
But being vilified by playing better than everyone else on that team.
Yeah. But the Johnny Gaudreau thing was beautiful. I think that's the best way to describe it. Like, it's still just such a tragedy, and it's insane.
It really did hit me after that game. I was like, I can't fucking believe he's still that happened.
Yeah, and it's just like the tragedy of it, where his wife was pregnant when he died, so his kid who was born has no idea who his dad. Like, no memory.
I don't want to make anyone relive like that whole thing again.
Like, it's a tragedy.
Yeah,
but seeing his kids out there and just how much Team USA embraced him was a beautiful moment, and it was perfect in every aspect. Like seeing his parents there, his late wife, his 3 kids. It was perfect. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment of just a beautiful human moment. I think is the best way to describe it. So I think it brought a tear to everyone's eye. That was just, even if you're a Canadian fan, you watch that, you just go, that was really cool. Like that was just an awesome moment.
Fantastic.
So great question, Easton. You're the man. We appreciate you.
We got our next one from R, which is it's got some words in
All
here.
right, let's hear it.
About the excuses the Canadians are making.
Okay.
So from R saying gold medal, baby. Let's fucking go. To all you sorry excuse-making Canadians out there, you lost. And you have a shred of honesty in you. You wouldn't care how it finished. You would only see gold. USA is number one. You could suck it with your first loser participation trophy. Well, now that I've gotten that shit talking out of my system for the haters out there, that was a hell of a game. Literally the best hockey I've ever seen played. Power play, questionable. Please be proud I restrained myself from roasting Canada to the point that they may want to dox me, but just not for this show.
I will say, as good as the Canadian power play was, they looked very similar to the Avs in that game against the USA. Very similar. Like, as good as it was the entire tournament, that 5-on-3 will go down as like it was bad. Like,
listen, for the people dogging on Makar and MacKinnon for the power play, I got nothing.
I got nothing.
I got nothing. Yep, you're just
that
right.
5-on-3 was the least. They just were. You go back and watch it. They did nothing. They just swung the puck. It was like watching the Avs power play.
Yeah, fucking Avs power play.
Yeah, it was just like watching. It was like, all right, it goes down to MacKinnon, back to Makar, to McDavid. Oh, the bumper's not available. Back up to Makar. It was so predictable, and I was like, there's the power play I know and love.
Aren't you so excited?
Oh, dude. Like it's gonna be like I had to adjust to like watching competent power play from like Team USA, and now I'm gonna have to go back to just the incontinent freak show that is
because this is the end of the copium right here. If the power play still sucks coming out of this break, it's fucking over.
Yeah,
there is literally nothing left to cling on to. Like maybe it gets better after this. If it still sucks after the Olympic break, we are cooked.
We're cooked. We're cooked. But yeah, or get the shit talking out because now MacKinnon and Makar and Taves they're back where they belong, and we have to be like, hey, fuck you, don't talk about those guys like that.
Yeah, well,
fuck
he's
you,
not
buddy.
done. He's not done yet, unfortunately.
Okay.
Because our final question, not really a question, just a series of statements from R said, boys, I've been a menace on Twitter. The cope I'm seeing is unreal. They're the two best forwards and the best defensemen in the world, and proceeded to choke cope healthier Canadians from the last episode. For World Juniors, we are tied with Canada for the most amount of gold medals. Our youth development is right there with theirs. In the next 10 years, we very well could pass them and start producing teams that don't have a gap with Canada.
Yeah, I mean, like, speaking truth right there. Like the World Juniors, yes, it does help that a lot of Canada's best players in the World Juniors are in the NHL. Like I will give Canada that break because like Celebrini,
not a ton of them though.
Not a ton.
Celebrini, it's Macklin Celebrini. He's
Celebrini, like Schaefer didn't play in the most recent one he could have. Bedard didn't play in his. Like you'll give him a little bit of a break, but Team USA has closed the gap, and we were talking about this on the show we did yesterday. That this is kind of a culmination of all the hard work that Team USA has put in the past 20 years. Like you have these players like Austin Matthews, the Kachuk brothers, the Hughes brothers. Like this is a culmination of 20 years of really pouring resources into the development at the youth level, and it's paying off.
Yeah, like if you've been watching the World Juniors, this shouldn't be that big of a shock.
No. Because
at that level, the U.S. and Canada have been neck and neck pretty much the whole time, with the U.S. winning the big game more often than not. Like, not only are they going toe-to-toe with Canada in the World Juniors, they're beating them.
Yep.
And it's not just the U.S. Look at Czechia. Look at Finland.
Yep.
All of them are producing incredible talents. Like when you fast forward 4-8 years to the next Olympics, these gaps are going to get closer. But also to take this conversation and to point it at the women's side, you can almost make the argument that the women are not only better than Canada, they might be significantly better than Canada with how the development has gotten over the last several years. And I'm very excited for over the next 4 to 8 years to see how the PWHL is going to affect other countries and their development now that there's going to be a stable place for the women to play, like year by year, day by day. Because I think it was Kendall Coyne Schofield who had the quote after the game being like, for the first time, women's hockey is not going to go dark after the Olympics. Like we got
it was her. Hillary Knight said that.
It was her, Hillary. I can't remember which. I feel like it was Kendall, but that's a great point. It's like they got games. They're coming back to Denver in March.
I forget who it was. I remember that they said it because it was like usually after the Women's Olympic, they would ask her like, when can we see you play next? And she was like 4 years.
Yeah.
So I can't remember who it was, but I remember who the quote was. But like, if you go back to it, the women's hockey in the United States has gotten a serious investment too. Colorado, I think, is one of the highest like spenders in youth hockey for women and little girls.
Women's hockey is the fastest growing sport in the U.S. right now,
and it's awesome. And more people who play hockey, the better, because it is the best sport to watch. And it's, if you're a Canadian fan, I think it's kind of a good thing, because now they can take a serious look in the mirror and be like, okay, we aren't as far ahead as we thought we were.
This is the big test for Canada. Is, are they going to do that?
They should.
Because this has been a big thing I've talked about forever with why Canadian teams don't win Stanley Cups. It's because they're arrogant.
Yep.
Because they just think they deserve it, and they think they should just get it, and they get frustrated when it's not given to them, and they get close and they fall short, and it's always someone's fault. It's Gary Bettman's fault. It's the ref's fault. It's some guy's fault. Like, it's always someone's fault. And I'm sure this is going to be someone's fault. It's MacKinnon's fault. It's the ref's fault. It's it's 3-on-3's fault. Canada, this is a very great opportunity, to your point, take a real hard look in the mirror and say, how did this happen? Yes, Connor Hellebuyck made 41 saves. We went to overtime against Czechia. We were down 2 goals to Finland. And the U.S., Hellebuyck stole the game from us, and that was arguably our best game in the knockout stages, but we used to be so far ahead of this team that it didn't matter.
Didn't matter. What
happened? How did we get here with 3 of the best players in the world? Because if they're not serious about fixing what happened here, it's going to happen again. And it might not be the U.S. next time. It might be Czechia next time. It might be Finland. It might be Sweden. Because those upsets are becoming less significant upsets. Like, they're not toppling Goliath anymore. These are great teams with great talents and great players. And that gap is getting closer. And the U.S. has to keep track of this too. This is not just a Canadian problem. Like, those countries are catching up, and they are already here. It's not just going to be Team USA and Canada trading forever. So the U.S. got this one. Canada has to take a real look in the mirror and ask how this happened. Because if they don't, it's not going to get better. That maybe they win the next one, but it's not just going to be a guarantee that Canada just wins gold every time.
Guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the Avs to be back. Excited for just hockey in general. The sport is in a spot for men's and women's that I don't think it's been in since 2010, where there's going to be eyeballs on the sport, and I'm very excited for it. So,
and we are currently on pace for what could be the funniest timeline, where everyone's ragging on MacKinnon and Makar and the Avs like this, and then they just go win. And then the amount of people that will be so mad if the Avs win this year and MacKinnon and Makar light it up in the playoffs, I will be beside myself happy.
We need it.
I will print out the takes and frame them on my wall.
I'll frame them. So I don't think I have anything else, man. I think we can wrap this one up.
That is a great idea. We can wrap this one up here. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. As always, if you want to follow us on Twitter and send us your hate for what we said earlier in the episode, I will direct you directly to where you can go. You can follow me at GR Youngs. You can follow Christian at Christian_Belay. I'm sure half of you already knew that. If you wanted to yell at him about the 6 a.m. start time takes from the other day, you can follow the show at Hockey MTN Pod as well. You can send DMs. I don't check them, but you can send them. So feel free to check that there. You can also tweet me. I don't see. Go ahead, Christian.
One more thing. There's no way Brock Nelson's playing on Wednesday. Team USA is currently at 11 Miami.
He's not playing.
He will not be there Wednesday.
His ass is not playing.
I can promise you that. Sorry to cut you off. I just saw that Instagram.
No, you were fine. His ass is not going to Salt Lake City.
Nope. No chance. No chance. So, but yeah, follow me at Christian_Belay. You can follow the show at Hockey MTN Pod. But until next time, let's go Avs, baby.
Took the words right out of my mouth, buddy.
Well, have we been doing this show for 5 years? I think I can nail it.
Do I just end it? Like, I don't even know what I've done.
You can. Like, it's an awful ending
right now. I'm genuinely so flustered right now. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to end it, but I can't end it without saying my thing. But I can't see.
Say it now. Say it now.
Do it again. Do it again, and I'll end it after that.
Okay. You can follow me at Christian_Bolle. You can follow Griffin at GR Youngs, and you can follow the show at Hockey MTN Pod. But until next time, I was gonna have you say it. Let's go.
You say it. You say it. You're at the 1 yard line. Just run the ball in the end zone.
Let's go, Avs, baby.
There we go. See you all.